Welcome to Shred 7 Insanity, hosted by Century Media Records and Carvin. My name is Luis. I'm the store manager here at the store. Thank you for coming. We'll be raffling off some gifts later on in the evening, but I want to do a little introduction to our shredders here today. Parker, Starkill. He's on tour with Wizzard. He'll be playing the HOB Sunset tonight. What time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. House of Blues. Next we have Dave Silver of Savage Messiah.
Woo. Nice to meet you.
And he'll be performing tonight at Carvin Hollywood. That's what I have for you. So.
Yeah, well, I'm from London, England.
London, from London, new album out January 2014. Name of the album? Name of the album?
It's unnamed at the moment.
Unnamed at the moment. Look for it.
That's not the name of the album.
Next we have Rick, who's behind me from Death Division, Devising Out Death. He has an EP on iTunes, so look that up. Now, 2013 in Roman numerals. Next, we have Jake of White Wizzard. New album coming out June 25th. Name?
The Devil's Cut.
The Devil's Cut. So, all right, guys. So we are now going to progress through this event. No more interruptions. No. Here we go. Let's start it off.
Cool the light. So I guess now we'll do like a
Introduction? Or?
yeah, we'll just introduce ourselves and probably talk about our backgrounds in playing the old 6-string or 7-string twinger. Yeah, that would help.
Sorry if I get
Yeah. Obviously, we're all influenced by Paul Gilbert, right? Yeah. Alrighty then. So my name is Jake Dreyer. I play in the band White Wizzard, which was on Earache Records and now on Century Media, I hope. So now we're basically I've been playing guitar for about 10 years now. I started when I was 8, but the teacher I had pretty much just had me do a lot of theory stuff, and I just wanted to do, and so I wasn't really digging that. So I went back to guitar playing around 10, and pretty much have been playing it ever since. Main influences are Jason Becker, Paul Gilbert, Marty Friedman, Yngwie, standard shrapnel guys, and I'll be doing a European tour with White Wizzard in September through October, and it's my bio.
I'm Rick from a band called Death Division. My sexy singer is sitting right there. And we are managed by Justice Mustaine, who is Dave Mustaine from Megadeth's son. We just got off Gigantor with Black Label Society, Hell Yeah, and Device. And I've been playing guitar for about 10 years. Typical influences, like he said, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie, Marty Friedman, all those guys. My dad plays guitar. He's like a blues guitarist. He's played for like 30 years. So I've never taken a lesson, but he's just around to teach me whatever I want. Like when I was 14, I could just be like, hey, what's this, Eddie Van Halen song? He'd be like, oh, here you go. And just free of charge. So because of that, it kept me like really motivated to just anything I wanted to learn, he would teach me. And then after about like 5 years of playing, he couldn't really teach me anything anymore. So I went on to learning Yngwie Malmsteen and neoclassical stuff that he still thinks I'm a maniac for playing. All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Silver from a band called Savage Messiah over in England, and it's my first trip to California, so it's pretty exciting. I was born in Birmingham, England, which you might know as the home of heavy metal, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. Not much of a legacy to try and live up to, I suppose. Band's based in London now. We're signed to Earache Records, which is, of course, administered through Century Media in America. And, we've done quite a bit. Our first record was produced by a guy called Chris Tangarides, who did Painkiller by Priest, which is, it's a gold-selling record. And, we've toured a lot, and we're doing a new record at the moment, and our intention is to bring the band to America next year. That's definitely where we see the future. And, that's it. I mean, I'm actually a singer. I was the guitarist in the band, and we couldn't find a singer. So I thought, fuck it, I'll do it. But now singing is actually my main gig as opposed to guitaring. But, I got invited to do this, and I thought it would be great to stand up with these guys and do a bit of shredding in Hollywood, California. So thanks for listening to me, and, cheers.
What's up? My name is Parker Jameson. I'm in the band called Starkill. We're a relatively newer band. Our debut album just came out through Century Media Records April 30th in the States. I listened to a lot of the same guitar type that these guys are listening to. Paul Gilbert, Joe Satriani was a big one. The Michelangelo Badio, ridiculous, shreddy stuff. I've been playing guitar for about 9 years. I took lessons for 2 months, and then when I asked the guy if he could teach me how to play like Michelangelo Badio, and he laughed at me, I decided to just do it myself if that was his opinion on shreddy music. Starkill is my main band. I sing and play lead guitar. Singing, again, for the same reason. We couldn't really find a singer, so just did it myself. And we're on tour with Winter Sun from Finland and Flesh God Apocalypse from Italy and Arsis from Virginia. We're actually playing the House of Blues after this clinic. I think we go on at like 7, and Winter Sun's going to play like 8 hours, so you'll be able to see some of it if you go. And, it's just cool to be here and be playing guitar. So, cheers.
All right.
Or Q&A?
Q&A? Take some questions?
Yeah, anybody have any questions at all? It doesn't have to be guitar related.
Any questions? Any takers? Strengths, style strengths that you think are your strong points?
My strong point about guitar playing is singing. How about that?
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess a lot of the stuff that we all pretty much do is like sweeping, ultimate picking, a lot of stuff, going through arpeggios. So in case you don't know what arpeggio is, it's a broken chord, according to Paul Gilbert. We looked up in. We all seen this instructional video before.
He looks it up in the dictionary. What notes of the chord played separately.
Yeah. So basically, instead of or that. Yeah.
Are there any other guitar players here today?
Yeah.
A few?
Right on.
Okay, right. Any questions about guitar? Lick battle.
Lick battle.
All questions must be phrased in the form of a question. Okay, lick battle.
Lick battle.
And not lick in the figurative, not the literal. Here we go, lick.
Any Germans in the audience? No? Who's a German?
German.
Hello.
German. I know Will, the other guitar player on White Wizzard, is a German.
I'm actually half German, half English.
Half German, half... Now there's a conundrum for you. Historically speaking.
Do we have anybody that sings up here? That's the question. Any singers that want to do some metal karaoke too?
If only I knew the words.
Yeah. Let's give it a go. Let's see how it's gonna work.
Okay, so this is entry-level Battle of the Bands #1.
Hopefully there's no Germans in there.
All right. Well, any other questions for any of us at all?
I have a question.
Yes.
I see a lot of Floyd Rose happening there. Is anybody who actually prefer like mixed bridge setup as opposed to? Yeah.
I do too, actually. I use a Kaler, but there's a cool thing where it looks cool like a Floyd, so it gets to look across, but it's locked in there, so I don't have to deal with stuff on the road like it falling apart.
I like that.
So I'm just a poser, really. I don't even use
Yeah,
it.
you see the same thing.
I like the fixed bridge for recording
Yeah.
too, because there's not that huge like chunk of wood just drilled out of the guitar, so
Right.
it's more sustained, just more tone for recording.
And I just do it out of sheer laziness, really. I don't use a Floyd, I don't use the whammy bar in my playing, and so you're changing strings on the road, you got to do it every gig, every 2 shows. You know, it's a pain in the ass. If you're there clipping string, you know, you get to a point where you go, you know what? Hard bridge, job done, easy. I can string a guitar in 10 minutes now, you know? It makes life a lot easier.
My first like real guitar that I bought, was an Ibanez RG, and so I had like the Floyd Rose Floyd within 3 months of playing. So that's all I knew for a really long time. And then about a year ago, just because I wanted one, I bought a Ibanez Zyphos with a hardtail. And you can tell after going that long without playing a hardtail, there's so much more like snap in the strings and like more woody tone, I guess. You can just feel it, and harmonics feel better. But all my solos have like a lot of crazy whammy Dragon Force crap going on. So in the studio, definitely hardtail, but for live I gotta use the whammy bar.
It's cool stuff out of the whammy bar too. A lot of cool tricks and stuff you can do. That I mean, like we already mentioned his name a lot, but it's Carvin. But Jason Becker did a lot of really cool stuff with the bar. Like the intro to like Mabel's Fatal Fable is like one of the coolest bar tricks in my opinion. And of course Eddie.
That's how my bars work.
Yeah. Do you know Mabel's Fatal Fable?
But it's not my guitar.
Yeah. But cool, man. So any other questions? Yeah.
Are you guys endorsed for guitar companies?
I'm endorsed by Schecter. Do you have a Schecter deal?
Yeah, I have a Schecter deal with their distributor in the United Kingdom. So it's not through the US offices, it's in England, but it's like, yeah.
I'm looking to pick up a couple Carvins today. So we'll see how that works out.
I'm endorsed by Jackson, but they never return my emails.
I used to be endorsed by Jackson and had that problem. So
Oh, really?
I went to Schecter, yeah.
I don't feel bad then. But I also use, I'm endorsed by Kaler too. So Kaler and then DiMarzio, deactivated.
We're recording this, so if you can use the mic.
Oh,
Oh, dude, man, we're dumb.
It's turned up.
you know why we play guitar now.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any favorite guitar lick covers, like Eruption or something?
I've been playing Cliffs of Dover a lot lately. Yeah.
Johnson, yeah.
He's amazing.
Eddie Van Halen, Eric Johnson, Jason Becker, Steve, man.
I'm a big Satriani fan, but earlier I was playing that Neil Zaza song. Can't get that song out of my head. But another song that I'm not gonna guitar to play clean for is Steve Vai's cover of the Charlie Brown Christmas song. It's like the best thing to put on any time of year. It's great. So I really like that track.
That's it.
Yeah, Vai and music. In fact, like my first ever concert when I was about 12 years old was Steve Vai in Wolverhampton, so it's pretty cool to be at Carvin
He was touring. What's that album with the weird cover? It's got like an orange kind of weird funky guitar in it. I think it's got I can't remember what it's called. Ultrazone maybe. Yeah, Ultrazone. He had Mike Mangini on drums, and first drummer I ever saw play was Mike Mangini.
Is that Fire Garden? Sweet.
No, it's the tour after.
Oh, okay.
It blew my mind.
How old is everybody? I'm gonna ask some questions.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
I'm 23.
23.
21.
Oh shit, I'm the granddad. I'm 26.
I don't know, man. How about this? What's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
Oh. Just about every moment.
Any moment where I go to hit a certain pedal and it's not like the pedal I wanted to hit. You go to a solo, you want to go to overdrive, and you go to a clean sound, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that happened to me. We played an outdoor festival that's quite big in a country called Lithuania in Eastern Europe. And we missed our flight. We stayed in the airport for 17 hours. We got out to Lithuania to do this gig. We got picked up in this city called Kaunas. We drove 100 kilometers at about 150 miles an hour, like white knuckle. Got thrown on stage, like we turned up and the guy goes, "Oh, well, you're on in 10, so you're not really late." So, okay, sweet. Got on stage, you know, it's probably maybe 1,000 people or something. We're playing, and one of our songs at the end, it breaks down, goes back to the guitar on the end, it's just like, you know, riff. It's my moment, here I am, you know, cool. And I tried on the clean tone instead. And we were using borrowed gear, so I didn't even know how to work the pedals, so I was like, roadie guy to come on. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
I don't know. I think hasn't the clean channel mistake happened to like everybody at least once?
Yeah. Especially when it comes to like. There you go. Yeah, you get the whole solo face, you know, it's just, and it's just a clean tone. Or I've actually had it before where my amps like completely died at the moment where it was a solo, and that's real. I don't have an ego at all, but I'll lose my ego even more, you know, having that part happen. I've also ripped my pants on stage too. That's in Georgia. That was not once but twice actually, because I did it and then I realized I did it, and I guess then the singer mentioned that I ripped my pants, and then I ended up ripping the other side too. So like 2 rips right down there. Joey didn't mind.
I wore almost the same pair of ripped pants for like the whole tour. Like the first half of the tour, I wore them and I changed them out. But the rip, it was going from here and going all the way down. And now I'm just realizing my zipper's down, so I'm gonna take care of them.
Embarrassing moments, and he has an embarrassing moment.
How about any time 4 guys to try to play Rocky like a hurricane without
having it rehearsed. No, I haven't played guitar for 2 weeks. Yeah, that's good. That was fun.
What kind of amps are you guys using?
Amps?
Gardens.
Well, yeah. Live, and this can kind of coincide with embarrassing, weird things. We're using the XFX Ultra Live, like a lot of other live bands that don't have a lot of trailer space. And it's all digital, so you can like name the presets. And we have like Parker lead, Parker rhythm, Charlie lead. And then like we have like a bunch of like stupid, totally unusable settings that we just named like shit and stuff. And we were going in for like 1 dual lead, and our MIDI mate, which was very visible to the fans because there wasn't like a fence in front, so they're all looking at our gear and looking at our presets, and Charlie steps on shit. And then like it sounded okay, whatever, it wasn't what we wanted. And then later this guy was like, "So tell me about your amp settings, like what's shit?" It's like, don't worry about it. But and then I'm big into the PV6505 amps. I think Andy Sneath is like my favorite engineer ever, and he pretty much swears by those in combination with, you know, crank or mesas, but that's in the studio preferably the core of my rhythm tone is the 6505 or 5150.
Amp-wise,
Speaking of mine. Amp-wise, I'm using, for live gigs, I'm using an Engel Savage 120. I have a deal with Engel, and it's really good for touring. Didn't sound so hot in the studio, so we're recording an album at the moment, and we're using a Krankenstein, but the old model, not the new one, and that sounds pretty awesome. We've used Randall, Marshall, but I like the Engel because it's got a kind of a real cutting mid on it, and we use like with a tube screamer, standard, that kind of thing. Oh, and Celestion Vintage 30s speakers, yeah. I got to deal with them too, they're amazing.
I was using a PBJSX. I like the lead tone, but it didn't crunch or punch. I mean, it didn't punch through like the mix. So I got a Marshall JVM. It's like a 4-channel Marshall head, vintage 30s, and just a simple head cabinet setup, and then pedal boards, pedals. I actually want to do what Parker's doing, just using the Axe effects. Just go right in, not even having a cabinet. Do you have a cabinet with yours, or do you go right in?
I do design all my own cabin pulses at a studio that I kind of work at, and they're a lot better than stock, because you can, like in the Axe 2 and the Kemper, you can do tone matching, but if you have plugins, you can tone match and export them to the Ultra. Carry on.
Exactly, that's why I want to get the Axe effects instead.
I use a Soldano SLO 100 for my main live head in the studio. Just got a lot of nice cut for the leads on there. Really cuts through. Makes you want to practice more though, because when you screw up, you can tell. And I use that in the studio and live. I do want to get into the Axe effects though, because one of my friends has it, and it's a really great unit. You can pretty much do anything you want on it. But it's extremely hard to figure out, and I have enough hard time plugging a guitar cable into an amp, so it's probably not the best gear for me. But if at one point in time I do want to get one and actually spend a week or so learning it, because it's a really great unit, especially for touring.
6 months.
Or 6 months. On second thought, I'm just gonna stick with the SLO.
It's a hard question.
Who would you want to jam with? Dead or alive?
Randy Rhoads, dead, one of them. Jimi Hendrix, another dead one. Definitely, oh man. I really wanted to jam with Zach Wild. I was hoping on tour during one of the shows maybe I could come up and play like Miracle Man or something, but never happened.
Why? Just because it's amazing. I'd like a guitar lesson actually. I wouldn't want to jam.
Exactly, I was just about
I'd like a
to
guitar
jam
lesson.
with them. I'd feel like, oh.
Yeah, because some of those guys, like the really good guys, the jamming up there, you're just gonna feel horrible. But Jason Becker, of course, Paul Gilbert. Paul Gilbert actually did a lesson. I went to attended MI, and he had this cool like raffle he was kind of doing. But like for some reason, it's like you had to work up early and go to school for it, and I ended up missing it. But it was missing the raffle at least for it. But a few of my friends did and said he's a really cool guy. He's a great teacher too. You can always like some of his instructional videos are the best. So him, Paul Gilbert, and Jason Becker would probably be the coolest guys to learn from. As far as playing on stage, I mean, they would be great. Also, like some singers would be like really awesome not even guitar players, but I look more on that aspect, like some vocalists. There's a guy named Kelly Sundown Carpenter. He used to play in this band called Outworld. He's in
Rusty Cooley's band.
Yeah, he's in Firewind now, which Gus stole him. But his voice is so awesome, man. One of the best singers I've ever heard. That would be one of the guys. Of course, Mike Mangini on drums would be awesome, especially around the Fire Garden era. That was sick.
For me, probably Joe Satriani, because all the big G3 jams at the end of those. Actually, the G3 with Petrucci and Eric Johnson were some of the first few videos that I ever saw that made me like want to play like guitar, and not just like play like punk pop, like play guitar, actually play the instrument. So he seems very jam oriented. And then Brendan Small, his new Galacticon album, and all of his stuff. I'm a huge Brendan Small fan. Just his solo phrasing is sweet, and he writes awesome riffs. And I feel like it'd be awesome to just exchange, just because my writing style is kind of similar to that too. So it'd be cool.
Any other questions? Anybody else up here want to ask a question?
I don't know your guys' like top 2 favorite solo tones. Like on
Wow.
record.
That's a good question.
Marty Friedman on Countdown to Exposition.
That's a good one. Yngwie Malmsteen always has awesome tone to me.
And it's all in his guitar. Because Chris Tangaridi, who we worked with, he did about 5 records for Yngwie, starting on like Facing the Animal, Magnum Opus, and all those ones. And Yngwie had given him a guitar, and I picked it up in the studio and like hit a chord, and the tone, the way he's got the electrics wired with these like Demartio pickups or whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds like Yngwie. You play it and you're like, holy shit, it sounds like Yngwie.
Is it the Play Loud guitar?
I
That's
don't know,
his main one. I
It's
think.
just an old school.
The duck, yeah.
It's just an old school Fender Strat. It wasn't scalloped either.
Probably the Swedish meatballs on it, man. With the goose on that, it's
IKEA.
Oh, George Lynch, man.
Definitely.
George Lynch from. Doc in the Hunter solo. That's one of my favorite. Or actually, no, that wasn't even the Hunter. That was. I forgot. I feel like an idiot now. I forgot the name of the song. It has something to do with heaven or something like that.
Alex Skolnick on was it the Electric Crown solo? Just like out of this world, brilliant.
For like different, I mean, Eric Johnson also has a
Yeah.
phenomenal tone.
Like 50 overdrive pedals into a clean amp.
I bought a guitar from a guy down in Austin, Texas, who that's where Eric Johnson's from, and he was talking about that he had teched one of Eric Johnson's shows, and the guy's so meticulous that the battery pack in his guitar, he like tried out a Duracell and then like an Alkali, and was like, what's the tone difference on here? And he was able to tell it. He was like, yeah, I like the Duracell better actually. So he's a freak when it comes to the tone. Shows though, 'cause his tone is so great.
Well,
Let's see.
Do you guys want to play the backing track one more time and send us out?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? That's a good question.
Yeah.
You want to do it this way, Parker? You want to start out?
Yeah, I feel like we should also trade off more frequently and loop
Yeah,
through, like,
yeah,
a
let's
couple
do it.
times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of your embarrassing moments.
Yeah, that's
That's how we're supposed to end.
Any other questions at all before we take off here? Alrighty then. Thank you very much.
We will all see you soon in our respective bands. Take care.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.